The first video showing the new Steam controller being used has been released. Are people excited about it? Let's find out. This is Indie Spotlight. Welcome to Indie Spotlight, the show where we take indie video game news, trailers, and new releases, and we get them out there for you guys to check out. As always, this week we are starting with trailers, and since it's October and this just being released, let's show off the trailer for a fan-made game based off of the movie Halloween. I absolutely love how this game looks. If you guys check out my gaming channel, you know that the first game that I played on there was Resident Evil, the remake for GameCube. But I've always loved old tank control style games, and the fact that it looks like it's an old PlayStation 1 tank controlled Resident Evil style game has me really excited. The fact that you can switch views too, you can switch from first person to third person to the cinematic Resident Evil style. That's really awesome. So you can play the game how you want to play it. And I think that's really cool. So this game, I think I might actually have to do a playthrough on it, possibly soon. This looks really cool. I'm excited to try it out. The next trailer that we have for you this week is from Blendo Games, the same people who made 30 Flights of Loving, and this one is called Quadrilateral Cowboy. It's a very quick trailer, so let's just get this out of the way. Looks very much like the last game, 30 Flights of Loving. Looks very cool. Their games are always really weird and bizarre, so we'll just have to see what happens when it comes out. The final trailer that we have for you this week is an iOS game called Headless. I don't own iOS, but Infinite Runners, there's a lot of those games out now, and this one's certainly an interesting one. I don't really know what much to say. I mean, it's an Infinite Runner. You're playing as a headless chicken. The only news that I have for you this week is basically the Steam controller. Okay, so they've released a video showing the Steam controller in use. They showed a couple different games like Portal, Civilization, and different other titles to kind of give you an idea of how it works, how the trackpads work, how the overall feel of it is. To me, it looks pretty interesting. I mean, obviously, I'm a very recent computer PC gamer. I wasn't huge into it growing up or anything. It wasn't until probably in the last 2 years I've really gotten into using a PC for gaming. And while I can see why people argue so much for the keyboard and mouse, I always love using my controller for certain games. So being able to have something that kind of tries to blend the keyboard, mouse, and the controller system together might be very cool. Hopefully it turns out very well. We are going to be showing you guys some footage. It might be playing right now from the video, so you can kind of see for yourself what it looks like. But I want to know what your guys' opinion is. We'll leave a link below for the whole thing if you want to check it out first before you comment. But to me, it looks like it is promising. There's something there that could be very cool, especially when they were showing Portal off. Being able to look around looked very smooth and very much like a mouse. So hopefully that turns out to be incredibly new, innovative technology that will allow for better gameplay and overall better abilities when you're playing games. But yeah, leave your comments below about what you think about the Steam controller and what you thought of the demonstration of it. So leave those below. Alright, new releases this week. It's been pretty intense. We had Telltale Games release The Wolf Among Us, which I've already played through, and it's awesome, and everybody should be getting it. And I'm doing a playthrough of it over on my channel that you can expect up on the next few days. So part 1's already up over there. We also have Knock Knock, which is an indie horror game. I've seen some playthroughs of it. It looks very interesting. The reviews have been mediocre, but it looks interesting regardless. We also have Hero Academy coming over on Android devices, and as an added bonus this upcoming week we have the Stanley Parable coming out, which I am so excited to play. That game's going to be really cool. I played the Half-Life 2 mod of it, and I can't wait to see how the real thing goes. It's a pretty good week, and pretty good last week and this week for indie games, so get on all of that. But that does it for this episode of Indie Spotlight. As always, if you have any news, trailers, or new releases you would like to let us know about, you can hit me up at Twitter at twitter.com/Dazerun, Ryan at twitter.com/MasterBlood, or VVGTV at twitter.com/VVGTV. As always, I am your host, Kyle Lock, and I will see you next week when we talk more about indie video game news, trailers, and new releases.